So like, hi guys, this is my video for my One World project. Yay, could have just done an essay, but no. So I'm doing Chemiluminescence. I don't know if I spelled that right, but whatever. And I'm basically going to talk about how it's affected like crime and how it's helped investigators solve crimes and like murder mysteries and whatnot. So first, I'm going to start off by like setting it up. So I watched this show called Deadly Woman. And basically there was this one episode where this woman killed someone, obviously, and they were trying to like prove that she did it. Like they knew that she did it, but they didn't have any proof against her, any physical evidence, so they got a search warrant on her house. And because when they saw the guy's body, they knew that it was like pretty bloody, like there was like stab wounds everywhere and stuff, so they knew that there must have been blood, but they couldn't find the blood. So they went into her house and they were looking for like evidence that she did it, but she had like bleached the ground where like their blood had like pooled off and whatever. Like she bleached it, she cleaned it up. Like if you just looked at it, you couldn't tell that there had been blood there. So what they did, they like had this spray thing that they sprayed on the ground, and I remember that place started like glowing, and I was like, oh my god, what's that? Why is the ground glowing and shit? Like stuff. And yeah, I was just like, whoa, what's happening? Why is it doing that? So I didn't really understand it, but whatever. And then later this semester, when we learned about the different sources of light in chemiluminescence, I was like, oh my gosh, it must have been that. They must have sprayed something that like reacted with something on the ground and that told them it was there, and they solved the case. And oh my gosh, beautiful. And yeah, I'm going to talk about how that happened later on. So right now, chemiluminescence is basically when light is produced through a chemical reaction and it doesn't give off any heat or very little heat. And this was first discovered chemiluminescence was first discovered in 1669 by a German physician named Hennes Brand. And it was first discovered that it could be used to like trace blood and stuff in 1928, and people started using it at crime scenes in 1937. Yeah. Okay, so first of all, I want to say that like when you're like using chemiluminescence and you're trying to get one chemical to react with another, you obviously don't just put in any random chemical. You have to like put one in that's going to give you the desired reaction, and sometimes it's going to be more than one chemical that you'd have to put in just to react with the other chemical. So in the case of like I'm going to call the spray like luminol spray. So in the case of luminol spray, you'd mix luminol powder, which is this is the chemical equation. It's like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. And yeah, that couldn't make subscripts, so the numbers are the subscripts. And so basically it's mixed with luminol powder, hydrogen peroxide and hydroxide, and this chemical, like this mixture, is like mixed together to react with the iron that's from your blood, in the iron that comes from hemoglobin, which is in your blood. So it reacts with iron in your blood. And basically like what happens is that, let's say this is the blood. Obviously you can't see it because like it'd be gone, but like let's say that's the spot where the blood is. They would take their bottle of luminol spray, which is that thing right there, and they'd spray it over the spot where they thought the blood was. And then my awesome art. And they'd go, and then if there was blood there, they would go and like the spot where the blood was would glow wherever they sprayed it, and there was iron to react with, it would glow like that, and it would turn blue. And it would stay like that for about 30 seconds, which would give the investigators like enough time to do whatever they needed, and if they needed to do it again, they could just spray it again and it would glow. And this helped solve like this case and this case because like, well, the case that I was talking about before, basically because they couldn't really have proved that she'd done it if they didn't have that luminol spray, because she cleaned it up so well. Like there wasn't any proof that he was ever there. Like no sources could say that like, yeah, I remember he was saying he was going to this girl's house and whatever, and she'd clean up the place so well. Like if the luminol powder hadn't existed, or if luminol spray or whatever hadn't existed, they wouldn't have been able to like spray it. And then after they found out like the large amount of blood that was on the ground, they obviously took the DNA and it matched the guys, and like she killed him and they went to jail and stuff. And if they hadn't had the luminol spray, they wouldn't have been able to prove that. So yeah, like it doesn't even need a lot of iron to be able to react with that, and it's just helpful to have around crime scenes. And basically this is good socially, mostly, well not mostly, but it's good socially because yeah, it helps like the investigators solve the crime scene or solve the crime, and obviously if they solve the crime, they get paid, and that's good. Getting paid, yeah. Yeah, and morally and ethically, it's like just a good thing to do. Like the police officers are solving a crime, they have to be like smart to do that, and yeah, it's like helpful. It also like makes sure, like it helps find the person who did it and makes sure they go to jail and like get punished for what they've done, like killing somebody. Like that's not cool. And it also gives the family like some kind of like closure, because it's like better to know what happened to the person and like accept that it's happened and that they're gone and stuff, than to like just have them disappear from your lives and like not knowing what happened, if they're dead or if they're alive. And like, yeah, it's just harder to accept when you don't know what happened. And chemiluminescence helps that, because it helps the person solve it, and the person, like, they could piece together what happened if they catch the person. And environmentally, it's actually not very good. It, like, kills plants and whatnot. Like, look at the stuff that's in it. And, like, yeah, it's not that good for the environment. It kills plants, and it's, like, very, it's not good to breathe in and stuff. And it's not good to swallow either. It's, like, pretty poisonous to the human body. Like, you could get pretty sick. I'm not sure if it could kill you or not, but you would get pretty sick off, like, drinking that. Like, it's not good to digest or inhale or anything like that. And, yeah. So, chemiluminescence helps solve... This is how science, chemiluminescence, helps solve mysteries and murders and whatnot, and puts people in jail, and that's good. Yeah, okay. Done.